Good morning, students. Myself, Shantamma, Social CRT KGBV Madaksira. Today we are going to discuss about new kings and kingdoms in history. Okay, let us see what are new kings and kingdoms. Many new dynasties emerged after the 7th century. Map first shows the major ruling dynasties in different parts of the subcontinent between the 7th and 12th century. Next, we will see how the new dynasties are emerged, that is, the emergence of new dynasties. In 7th century, there were big landlords or warrior chiefs in different regions of the subcontinent. Existing kings often acknowledged them as their subordinate. Samantas gained power and wealth. They declared themselves to be Maha Samanta Mahamandaleshwara. Mahamandaleshwara means great lord of circle or region, and so on. One such instance was that of the Rashtrakutas in the Deccan. Entirely, they were subordinate to the Chalukyas of Karnataka. In the mid-8th century, Dantidurga, a Rashtrakuta chief, overthrew his Chalukya overlord and performed a ritual called Hiranyagarbha, which means literally the golden womb. Next topic, students, Prasasti and land grants. Okay, what is Prasastis? The invocation part of an inscription is Prasasti. They also contain exaggerated accounts of rulers and their achievements. These were composed by learned Brahmins who occasionally helped in the administration. Okay, students, here some achievements of Nagabhatta are there. Let us discuss the achievements of Nagabhatta. Many rulers described their achievements in Prasastis. One Prasasti written in Sanskrit and found in Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh, describes the exploits of Nagabhatta, a Pratihara king, as follows. The kings of Andhra, Saindava, called Sindh, Vidarbha, part of Maharashtra, and Kalinga, part of Odisha, fell before him even as a prince. In the 12th century, a long Sanskrit poem containing the history of kings who ruled over Kashmir was composed by an author named Kalhana. He used a variety of sources, including inscriptions, documents, eyewitness accounts, and earlier histories, to write his account. Unlike the writers of Prasastis, he was often critical about rulers and their policies. Next, children, let us see administration in the kingdoms. Many of these new kings adopted high-sounding titles such as Maharaja, Adiraja. Maharaja means great king. Adiraja means overlord of kings. Tribhuvana Chakravarti, it means lord of the three worlds, and in each of these kingdoms resources were obtained from the producers, that is peasants, cattle keepers, artisans, who were often compelled to surrender a part of what they produced. Next, children, what is warfare for wealth? Let us see. Warfare for wealth. You may have noticed that each of these ruling dynasties was based in a specific region. Now we are going to discuss about a great ruler, Muhammad Ghazni. Muhammad Ghazni, one of the rulers, Sultan Muhammad of Ghazni, Afghanistan ruled from 997 AD to 1030 AD and extended control over parts of Central Asia, Iran, and the northwestern part of the subcontinent. Next, Chahamanas. In this we will see Chahamanas, later known as the Chauhans, ruled over the region around Delhi and Ajmer. Next, the Cholas. Let us have look at South India now. Chola rule is one of the well-documented history in the south. From Urayur to Tanjavur, how did the Cholas rise to power? A minor chiefly family known as the Muttarayar held power in the Kaveri Delta. They were subordinates to the Pallava kings of Kanchipuram. Vijayalaya, who belonged to the ancient chiefly family of the Cholas from Urayur, captured the delta from the Muttarayar in the middle of the 9th century. He built the town of Tanjavur and a temple for goddess Nishumbasudini there. Next, children, splendid temples and bronze sculpture. The big temples of Tanjavur and Gangaikonda, Cholapuram, built by Rajaraja and Rajendra, are architectural and sculptural marvels. Next topic, children's agriculture and irrigation. Many of the achievements of the Cholas were made possible through new developments in agriculture. Although agriculture had developed earlier in other parts of Tamil Nadu, it was only from the 5th or 6th century that this area was opened up for large-scale cultivation. Next topic, children, the administration of the empire. The king had a council of ministers to help him. He had a strong army and navy. The empire was divided into mandalams or further subdivided into Valanadus and Nadus. Next, each Brahmadeya was looked after by an assembly or Sabha of prominent Brahmana landholders. Inscriptions from Uttar Merur in Chingalput district, Tamil Nadu provide details of the way in which the Sabha was organized. That's it, children. Thank you.